Welcome to Chem series. This is Ramya. In this video, let us learn about metallic bonding. First of all, what is a chemical bond? It is an attraction between atoms that allows the formation of chemical substances. Now let us see briefly about its three main types, that is the ionic bonding, covalent bonding and metallic bonding. Coming to ionic bonding, it is the electrostatic attraction between metals and non-metals. And covalent bonding is the sharing of electrons between non-metals. And if you need to know more about it, I have made video in detail of them and given the link in description, so you can go and verify it. Coming to metallic bonding, metals are bonded, and how is that possible? Because metals are all electropositive, right? So will they share electrons? Do they not repel each other? Let us see that in this video. In this slide, you see there is an atom whose valence electrons are present in the third shell. And in a metal, there will be numerous atoms like this which are together and give up their outer shell electron for sharing with all other atoms in the metal. So what I mean is, the valence electron of all other atoms shares with all other atoms in metal. Fine. Hence, the metal atoms are surrounded by sea of electrons which are called as the delocalized electrons. In this slide, we will take a look at silver metal. Its noble gas electronic configuration is krypton 4d10 5s1, and a very tiny portion is zoomed. As we seen in the previous slide, the metal atoms will share their valence electron to all atoms, right? This means that the atoms will become positive ions because they have lost electron due to sharing. And these electrons are free to move, which are called as the delocalized electrons. If you consider this electron, this electron will not bond only to this silver atom, it can move around the metal. Fine. And now the silver atoms will become positive ions due to losing electrons on sharing. So now in metal we have positive ions and the negative electrons. So there will be a strong electrostatic attraction between the positive ions and the negative electrons. Fine. We obviously know that opposite charges attract each other. So finally you would have understood that why these a force of attraction which hold them together in a regular structure, and that causes the metallic bonding and forms a metal. So let us see the properties of metal. Since they have very good properties, that we use them in our day-to-day life. The first property is that they are lustrous, that is, they are shiny. Have you wondered why the metals are shiny? And these are the few examples I have given. The metal atoms are surrounded by their delocalized electrons, which forms like a cloud or sea of electrons that makes the metal to shine. But how? Consider the silver metal, which has sea of electrons surrounding the positive ions. Fine. When the photons falls on the electrons, so for example I have taken a single electron for your understanding, and this electron is being imposed by photons, and this electron gets energized and excited to its higher energy level, and after a few seconds it comes down to its ground state by releasing energy in the form of light, which causes the metal to shine. Fine. So now it is clear, right, why the metals are shiny? The next property of the metal is that they are malleable, which means that when the metals are hammered or pressed, for example aluminium, it can be made into aluminium sheets without breaking or cracking. That's what malleable means. Now you should be curious why it didn't break, because when you hammer a metal it should break, right? But why it doesn't happen? You see, the electrons in the valence shell of a metal are held weakly. As a result, they can move around easily by leaving its atom. So metal has layers of cations and a sea of delocalized electrons. So when we strike the metal with hammer, the layers it can slide over one another. Fine. Because the delocalized electrons which is around all positive ions prevent repulsion between the positive ions. Hence it do not break. You imagine, if the valence electrons are held strongly with all the atoms, so there will not be any delocalized electrons around each atom, right? So if we hammer at that time, the positive ions come closer and repel, which causes breaking of metal. But that doesn't happen in this, because the delocalized electrons are present in between the positive ions. That causes the repulsion between the positive ions, hence they are malleable. The similar explanation is also enough for ductility too, that is, it can be drawn into thin wire without breaking or cracking. So if you take copper, it can be turned into copper wires, thin wires, because of its good ductility property. You see, when we hammered or pull the metal in its linear fashion, the layers of positive ions can drawn linearly and can form into thin wires. Since there will be delocalized electrons around each positive ions, and that prevent the positive ions from repulsion, that's why without cracking or without breaking it is being turned into a thin wire. And by this now you should have guessed about its conductivity properties. That is, because the presence of delocalized electrons, the metals are very good conductors of heat and electricity, as the sea of electrons will conduct heat and electricity very faster, right? That is why they have been used as our cooking utensils, which we use every day for making our foods. And the another important use of metal is for making electrical wires. Most commonly copper is being used, right? So whenever you cook or switch on something, metallic bonding would flash on in your mind, right? Okay. Thank you for watching this video. In my next video, I will be doing some problems on this topic. Thank you.